This is the villa that we're staying at in Granada. Our parking garage is right down there at one of those openings. We've got a metal gate here that opens up to our private little village. It's keyed entry. It's got a pretty big deadbolt on the front door. Very secure back in here, although I can't understand why. We haven't really needed much security around these parts. I don't think we've gone anywhere we didn't feel safe. But there are a lot of tourists around, and I think that's probably the biggest danger, that some tourists will come wandering in to take a look at the lovely little villa that we have here. That door is actually into our parking garage. We have a pretty sizable van that we were able to pull in here. And we're going to head on down the steps. We're actually on the side of a mountain here in this section called Albasan, which is the Gothic quarter of Granada. The house, we believe, dates at least to the 1600s, but they suspect it goes back further than that because the latest records, the oldest records, are to the 1600s. So we'll continue around the steps here, and we'll get to the front door in a moment. I should say the main entrance. Another keyed entry. And here we are in the foyer. Just off to the left is a room that Katie and Maddie have been sharing. It looks a bit like a girl's room. And there's a window looking back out into the courtyard. All these shutters open to let the air in during the day, and it's particularly nice in the evening. It gets up into the 90s this time of year here. Over 100 in July and August, we understand. We won't be around for that. So I'm back in the foyer. If you go to the right through the front door off the foyer, you get to, I guess, what I would call the sleeping area. This is a room that was has been used by Dan. Nice size queen bed. All the trappings he could need. And beautiful patio. Looking down to a pool, and of course, what is a view in Granada if it doesn't include the Alhambra off the patio deck? Okay, looking down, there's our private courtyard. Maddie's appears to be sunbathing at the time. Laura's over under the tent catching a little nap. We'll catch that area a little bit closer in a few moments. Head back through Dan's room. And just next room down the hall, again, you always have a view of the courtyard. That's where we came through the front entrance out there. And this is the suite that's been shared by Tim and Laura. Very nice, very comfortable. Again, you've always got double doors. Again, looking out into, you can see the breeze. Even though it's a very warm day, there's always a breeze coming down off the hills. Again, view of the pool, view of the fountain, courtyard, everything very lovely. And our private bath. There's actually a double door here with a private little deck and steps leading back out to the outside courtyard. We suspect that this house has functioned as a bed and breakfast over the years. Bidet, toilet, glass shower enclosure, double sink, which is the reason that Laura and Tim chose this room over the other one. And before we go down to the main living area, I will say I'm going to make another left out here in the central hall. I'm going to go up these wooden steps. And this is kind of a bonus room. These are wooden circular steps. Leading to what I would only describe as a loft. I can't call it an attic because it's beautifully appointed with an office, library, windows all the way around the room, and a door leading out to this beautiful sun deck on top of the house. So we are full level or two up from the courtyard that we came in through, and you get a little bit better view here of the steps that we came down. There's the last level of steps leading to the front door. There's another section of steps. You can see where those pots are. There's the door entranceway to the garage, and then steps leading back up to, can't really see it here through the trees, but that's the street level up above, which is about where we are. But of course we're on the side of a hill, so it feels like we're suspended out over the valley. Just a beautiful view of the neighborhood from up here. Again, this is called the Albacian district, the Gothic district, and if you look, you can see we're looking down on a whole bunch of properties down below us. I would say this section is probably 4 miles square if I had to guess. Again, another view down to the courtyard area with adjacent pool. And if we come around to the right, if you look behind the trees, the very first night that we got here, we ate where those glass windows are at a very nice restaurant overlooking the city of Granada. Off the Albacian, they call it the Plain. And coming back to the left, there's a house in front of ours. But again, you can always see the Alhambra. Just stunning. And on a clear day, I don't know if you can see it real well from here right now, we kind of see clouds, but off in the distance, if it was clear, you would be able to actually see the glaciers up in the mountain that feed the water that runs continuously 365 days a year down the aqueducts and the rivers into the Alhambra. The reason it's so cloudy and a little bit limited visibility today, we've been told by everyone that's a local that the dust that we're seeing in the air is from the Sahara Desert. When the wind gets kicking in the wrong direction, Sahara Desert gets picked up, carried over the Mediterranean Sea, and delivered into southern Spain. I'm going to head back in through the office, back down the steps. And we will head downstairs to the main living area. That's just a passageway door. Isn't that beautiful? Stained glass. We were advised by Miguel, our host and the owner of the property, who is Spanish national, but did teach at a private school in New Hampshire for a few years back in the 1980s. So he's got family and friends still living in the Boston area. That he purchased the property in the 80s, and it's been completely renovated from when he purchased it. So here we are down in the main living area. See, we've got a kitchen table, a little cluttered right now because we're getting ready to finish up our laundry and get on the road tomorrow. Beautiful, beautiful fireplace. Very deep. It does get a little bit chilly here in the winters. Not the type of cold that we're accustomed to. Again, all original woodwork. Ceiling studs, beautiful. We'll be watching TV. Hola.
Hola.
Shutters again. Open air, leading out into the courtyard. We'll see the courtyard again in a few minutes. And separate exit and closet down this end. Okay. Go back through the living area. And I'm going to make a left. This is a utility area, but also has a full bath. So right now, like I said, we're running some laundry. Got a full washer and dryer. Also a full bathroom in here. And like everything else in the property, you open up the shutters and you've got open air to the outside courtyard. Very private. None of these properties that you see are unrelated to the owner. That actually looks like a greenhouse where he can grow plants or bring plants in for the winter season so that they won't get killed by the cold weather in the winter. And last but certainly not least, We'll take a quick look into the kitchen. Got some Spanish pastries on the menu. Out by the pool. Full kitchen, including dishwasher. We've been using the regular coffee machine and the microwave, but he does have an Italian coffee maker. He's got an espresso machine that works off of the Keurig style pods. Very simple, but all of the trappings. 5-burner stove. A hood that you can't easily see up here in the ceiling, but there it is. That's the exhaust vent. Okay. And a pantry with refrigerator in the back. Miguel, our host, was very nice. He left us a full basket of fruit. He left us milk. He left a bottle of wine, sugar, coffee, tea. Very, very gracious host. We think at one point he ran it as a bed and breakfast and still has a lot of those traditions, even though he's just purely renting the property. And now we're out in the courtyard in the back of the property. And we're going to go down the steps here. And when you get down the steps, if you look off to the left, this is the pool area. Not big, but certainly all we need on a cold day to chill ourselves off. On a warm day. Excuse me, I've been corrected. The appointments in the garden are just beautiful. Every inch is beautifully conceived, designed, executed. The plantings all fit together beautifully. Just right down to the stone shaped patio. The brickwork. Looks like a lot of the modern type of brick that we see local. You can see here even the trees kind of grown into the wall. Got the trough here in case Maddie's horses get thirsty. Nice umbrella. Maddie's found her comfortable zone with her book in the sun. Cold drink. And I guess the central piece of this is this fountain. Laura was commenting that there was a variety of bird, a large black and white bird that landed while the rest of us were out of the house. She was sitting quietly back in the corner, and for 10 or 20 minutes the bird just splashed around and bathed itself. I don't know how they maintain these, but there are also a couple of rather large koi fish in the pool. Don't know if we'll be able to see any of them. There they are. And here's a rear view of the property. Again, just gorgeous from top to bottom. Hola.